Possibility.
Because a lot of times the candidates false start on their first run and then become the nominee later.
Oh, it's a good false start. It's definitely, you know, I think he's kind of changed the way politicians are going to handle campaigning going forward, you know, with his strategy of just going on every single podcast, you know, from
Yeah,
small people.
as F. Kennedy.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy implement the same strategy now. So he's running as
Now, Robert Kennedy was ahead of Vivek.
Is he?
I think he was ahead of him in terms
Yeah.
of going on every podcast.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he was kind of the first. Vivek's doing it too, but so he is running as an independent now, and it's just getting weird, man. Because you know a lot of people saying that he's going to actually take votes away from Trump, but I guess the bigger question would be, is Biden even going to be the nominee?
So let's hypothetically stay with Biden as the nominee. I don't think so. I don't think it's easy to pull the MAGA guys away from Trump. And I'm not saying MAGA pejoratively. I'm just saying that, yeah, if you vote for Trump, you're going to be labeled MAGA. So it's just easier to call him that. So the guys who want to vote for Trump really want to vote for Trump. So I'm not sure that theory is correct. It could be propaganda to try to shape the narrative a little bit. I do believe that he could pull people away who are Kennedy could pull away. First of all, he's a Democrat, so pulling away from a Republican is already a pretty high bar. But he would get my vote. I mean, I would happily vote for him. So
you would vote for him over Trump, or
it's conceivable. It's conceivable.
Wow.
I'm not. Well, the problem is, and it's not against Trump. I kind of need the world to settle down a little bit for me.
Tell me about it. Gee.
Right. And so the idea of another 4 years, and it wouldn't even be Trump's fault, but it would be 4 years of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna, 100%. It'll be that last Trump presidential run. That was nothing to this
compared to this
cycle.
one, right? He knows where the spoons and stuff are too. So when he gets in office, it's gonna be a bloodbath when he gets in office.
What's the temperature like on campus right now? You know, is it Trump? Is it Vivek? Is it Biden, DeSantis? I mean, I couldn't even imagine.
On my campus or on campus?
Yeah, on Cornell.
I don't know. I don't. You know, the challenges, one of the differences with the kids also is that they've been raised since daycare to be neo-Marxists. And so the not to say they're not nice people, but they're like I, for example, am openly anti-transgender in women's sports. Seems insane to me. Go ahead, cancel me again. I don't care. We fought so hard to get women's sports, men's sports sacrificed for women's sports. I was a gymnast. They got wiped out. Wrestling got wiped out. There's various sports that got wiped out to try to bring this parity thing back into alignment. We finally get women's sports. You drive past the stadium and there's the women in there practicing, smacking each other. That's really good. It's great for women. I used to coach Taekwondo. I coached 2 sports in collegiate sports. And women doing Taekwondo is phenomenal. It's a great, great thing for young women. Benefits them more than young men. And then to bring guys back in. And you want to call them transgender, you can, but the English language, as someone said, I think it was Weinstein said, when you screw the language, you convert a sharp implement into a dull rock.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to call a transgender a woman, you're mutating the language. Give them a name. I don't care. Transgender women, right? That's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of an oxymoron, but like think about like say like the Olympics, you know, because like we're obviously seeing this. So like, are you telling me like what would happen in the Olympics if a man tried to compete in a like say an American man or American trans man, or I don't know what the nomenclature is, tried to compete in a woman's sport against the Chinese in, you know, Russia and all these other countries and won a gold medal? Like, do you think that the Olympic Committee would allow that?
Well, years ago we banned it when the Russians and Eastern Europeans tried to do it.
They tried that before?
Oh yeah, the famous Russian athletes. So you look and you go, that's not a woman.
Oh,
They were planting men into women's sports to win gold medals back during the Cold War. Famous Eastern European athletes, yeah. What will eventually happen is the free market will probably win this battle because for now, someone like Leah Thomas gets a lot of clickbait because she's a news story. But after that's gone, then no one's going to watch the sport.
Exactly.
Right. And the dollars will flow, and the Olympics will not remotely pay for themselves. And I read recently about a jiu-jitsu tournament where the medal podium in certain events, women's events, were all transgender females.
Really?
And in at least one of the weight classes, it was all transgender. I think it means the women disappeared. They boycotted.
You know, for being such like a polarizing issue, and you know, I just look at it like obviously,
it shouldn't be. It
shouldn't be. But like the idea of like if you look at the landscape of not just the United States but the world, all the issues we have going on right now, for that to be, you know, headline news, or for that to be, you know, people's social justice issue of choice, and you know, nothing else is important, just that issue. I just don't get it. Cody just asked the question, Professor Dave, would you rather vote for Woodrow Wilson or Kamala Harris?
I'd rather shoot myself. Woodrow Wilson was the worst president. Kamala Harris would give him a run for the money in a very major way. I have a friend who knows her, and he says there's stupid and then there's Kamala. So, but Woodrow Wilson is the rock star of losers. But
what did Michael Scott tell tell Toby if he had a gun and 2 bullets and Osama bin Laden and Toby was in a room, he would shoot Toby twice? Well, yeah.
I remember that.